Hey guys, Corona 180 here. It's been over 2 long years since you guys have heard from me, and I can't apologize enough for that. But I figured I'd do this little update video to let you guys know where I've been, why there haven't been any videos, if there'll be any videos in the future, and fill you guys in a few fun things. Just kind of do a general all-encompassing update, so might as well get started. A little over 2 years ago, if you guys have been following me for that long, you know I stopped posting videos after the April Fool's Monopoly video. And even before that, my updates had slowed down considerably. I had run into a lot of problems at the time, a lot of technical problems. I had been working on trying to do a new Let's Play of a game that, for the moment, I will not say what it is. But when I tried to get it to work with the Dazzle, it would just come out with all sorts of frame rate problems, skipping, and it was just hideous. There was no way I could post it. And my laptop that I was using at the time, it was dying, and it was just getting worse. It was constantly overheating, and programs would not shut down, and I was getting fed up with it. So I had to upgrade my computer. Unfortunately, when I did that, the audio capture, or not audio capture, the audio recording program I was using at the time, Magix, I think Magix MP3 Maker, but I don't quite remember if that was the name of it. It's not really forwards compatible, which doesn't make any sense with computers these days. But it would not work with the Windows 7 setup, and I was very frustrated with that because it was a very reliable program, and it left me with no real options. I wasn't really sure what to get next, so I had to experiment with several different audio programs. And I know one of the ones I have sitting in the corner, it doesn't work. It didn't come with a registration code and doesn't want to recognize my headset or microphones or anything, so that was a waste of money. And then I picked up Magic's Music Maker, which it's supposed to let you record your voice and all that stuff. It doesn't really. I think it really is meant to just make music and nothing else, but I couldn't even produce my recordings into some sort of MP3 or any sort of file. It's like a really weird setup that I don't like. And I know at first when I tried using it, it would only record for about 30 seconds and then it would just stop. So that was more waste of money. And now I have another new computer, and thankfully this one happens to work. And I'm not actually using any fancy programs. I'm just using the sound recorder that's built into the computer. So it probably doesn't sound all that great, and I don't really like this headset either. I had also been working on upgrading my headset, and I'm still surprised how expensive they are, but I bought several different mics, like big stage microphones that don't work, or they don't work unless I have them like basically in my mouth the whole time. Although they didn't work at all with my other computer, so I guess that's a step up. But I'm not going to be able to play a game with a microphone in one hand and the controller in the other. It's not really going to work very well. This is the old headset I've been using. You can probably tell from the quality and how my S's sound kind of drawn out, which if you watch some of my older videos, you don't really notice because I used a little clip-on microphone. I could probably go back to using that if I still have it somewhere, which I don't know if I do. But that was a problem. The video process was a problem, and my other computer got a virus. And when I took it in to get it serviced, I lost, all my save data for XCOM and High Seas Havoc and a few other things. So that was incredibly frustrating to know that basically all that stuff was dead. And unfortunately, it's basically any Let's Play I've been working on before that isn't finished. They're done. Robot Rockin' on Wheels is done. Final Fantasy's done. XCOM might be the only exception to that rule, and maybe High Seas Havoc, but I'll get into that stuff in a minute. So yeah, that was a problem, and around the same time I had been looking more and more furiously for a job. When I got out of college, I had almost been guaranteed a job at a place I had been a temp. I had gotten in pretty well with the vice president, and she said, "Oh yeah, when you get out of college next year, just come back and we'll rehire you as a regular employee." Unfortunately, the economy was going down, and they downsized the department I had worked in, and the vice president left, so my in was gone. But at first, it wasn't a big deal. I had time to kind of find a job and look around, and then it became more and more of a process, and it had been over 3 years, closer to 4, before I was able to find anything. But at the time, I had stopped posting. I stopped posting videos. I had basically been going out everywhere, filling out applications and submitting resumes and doing job interviews, but no one was hiring, and it was awful. And I basically sat here all day long just waiting for phone calls. After I submitted all these applications, I sit around waiting. Is someone going to call me? Am I going to have to call them back now? Am I going to do this, that? And I couldn't really risk sitting here recording a video and missing a phone call for a potential job, or having to stop midway through because they wanted to see me that same day to do a job interview, which did happen a couple of times. So I said, "Oh, I'll just record at night." And then, of course, I ran into all the technical problems from, uh, you know, Dazzle not working properly, Pinnacle not working properly, the other computer losing things. So it just became more and more of a mess, and I just lost ambition after a while. And of course, eventually, it came back to the point where I really, really, really wanted to do this again. And I think if you guys checked out my channel page and saw my feed at all, I would leave, or my comments or whatever, you'd notice I would leave comments saying, "Oh, it's something's coming," and then another complication would come up, or I would get burnt out. And of course, it all kind of started around the time when the roof was leaking, caved in, and the rain was leaking in my room. That kind of slowed down the whole process of recording around that time, and it just got worse after that. But I do look like I'm in a position now where I can actually make videos again, and I've got S video stuff, and the computer's in a much better computer than before. So I am looking forward to doing that, but there's going to be some explaining how that's going to work. My job that I have now, I've had it for about 7 or 8 months. I don't have a set schedule, and I'm working full time. But that means not having a set schedule means I don't necessarily have the same days off every week. So I can't always set a certain day aside to do my recording for a video. And that's fine. I'll still have 2 days off a week, so I can dedicate one to doing my chores and everything else I gotta do around the house, and do the other day for recording all the fun things I want to do. I just won't have a set day. And unfortunately, since I'm working days and nights, I can't say, well, maybe that day when I come home from work, I'll do it that day. But I'm getting home after 9 o'clock at night, I'm not going to want to record. Or even when I get home from work on a normal day, I spend all day talking to people as part of my job. So I don't really want to talk when I get back home. I'm kind of out of things to say and very frustrated. So I just have to wait till I have a day off, and my boss doesn't put up my schedule till Saturday, and the new work week starts on a Sunday, so I can't really plan ahead. I'm thinking of eventually asking for certain days off, since most of the other people have them, although I'm trying to work on getting promoted, and then those are longer hours, so we'll see how that goes. But there will be videos coming. At first, you're only going to see one-shots. I got to reacquaint myself with the whole process, get myself out of the habit of saying every 5 seconds, and just refamiliarize myself with the whole editing process. It's been so long. Windows Movie Maker is really weird looking now. And at least I still have the old version of Pinnacle, but I have to reacquaint myself with all the audio adjusting and everything. If you saw the Gundam video I put up yesterday, it was kind of my test video to see how things look. You already know the volume is very low. I didn't really notice that until I posted it because it seemed fine on my computer, but that's just because I had my speakers turned up a lot. So I'll work on adjusting all that stuff and get better at it and kind of get back to where I was. Not that I was necessarily great to begin with. I have a long way to go before I'd consider myself a really good Let's Player, or even good in general. But there will be things coming. Like I said, mostly one-shots for now. A few videos a week, maybe. I'm not going to put many out, at least at first, until I get myself reacquainted. And there is a Let's Play I want to do, a new one, a game that I had mentioned, I think, before, maybe in one of the comments. I don't remember if I did. I wanted to kind of keep it a secret, just in case if it didn't happen. I didn't want to disappoint other people and myself if it didn't happen. I do want to do it. It's one of these long games for the GameCube that will take me a long time to do. And it's also one of the games that will involve backtracking. And basically how I'm going to handle that, if you've watched OdinSpac33's videos, like his New Super Mario Bros. Wii videos or his Kirby 64 Let's Play, You'll notice if he misses like a star coin or a crystal shard, he would go back at the end of the video and show himself acquiring whatever it is that he missed. And in this game, there are cards to collect. I think there's 5 per stage, and there's no way you can get them all on your first way through the level, because you need power-ups from future stages to go back and get them in the past stages. So what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to steal his idea, which I kind of already told him, hey Odin, I'm going to steal your idea. I will basically tack on at the end of a video myself acquiring the card that I need to get in order to get 100% completion for that stage. And unless it's incredibly long and drawn out, whatever process I have to do to get it, there's not gonna be any commentary over that part. It will just be tacked on at the end of the video. So you will basically even the very first stage itself will have a spoiler of one of the future power-ups. So warning on that. I'll kind of go over this whole thing when I actually start the whole thing. But I'm just kind of giving a general rundown now of why it won't be up immediately. And the bosses also have cards, and the only way to beat, it's one of those things where you won't get it all the way on get all of them on your first fight with them. And it's kind of a mess how they do this one, because you have to hit them with this certain thing and this certain weapon and this certain one. And I'm not going to tack on all of that because it would just be kind of stupid. And some of them just involve beating the boss in a very short amount of time. And I'm not going to, basically for the boss fights, you'll just see me fight them once without anything tacked on at the end. But I think in the description of all the videos, I will include instructions on how to get all the cards. I basically had to look up a walkthrough to know how to get all of them, because it was kind of confusing for me at first, especially for the boss fights. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get them all. So you'll see that, and I'll basically just paste that in the description, like, here's how to get these cards here for this stage or this boss. So that's how it's going to work. It will take me a while to beat, because the stages in themselves are just long stages, and some of them will take over 15 minutes to get through, because the main character walks very slowly, and charging up certain things take a little while. So there'll be long videos, or not necessarily long videos. I mean, they'll be pushing the 15-minute mark. Not that I have to worry about that, but they'll be decent lengths. So you're not going to see me do like stage 1A, 1B, and 1C all in one video. You're going to see things broken up. So it'll be a decent length Let's Play, I'd say. I'll be very happy when I finally get it going, because I've wanted to do this one for years. I don't know what I'm going to do after that, though. And that's what I'm going to kind of explain, the XCOM High Seas Havoc thing. Like I already said, when the other computer got a virus and I had to get it serviced, I lost my save data. But I have since then purchased new screen capture software, Corel Video Studios, which it's alright. I kind of have to work around some frame rate problems. Things kind of look a little bit laggy at points, but I'm going to work with it, see if I can get it to work, and I might redo XCOM from the very beginning. The problem there is that I haven't played it in a long time, so I kind of have to re-familiarize myself with how the game works and what upgrades into what. It's been a very, very long time since I played it, so I can't guarantee it's going to happen right away, or if I'll even have guests or anything like that. So it's one of those ones that's up in the air. I want to do it. I don't know when it will happen. I haven't spoken to a lot of my other Let's Play friends in a long time. I haven't spoken to Duck, Kiko, or Himi in years. So I don't know if I'll have guests or what. And as you guys know, co-op is my favorite thing to do as far as these videos go. There's nothing more exciting than playing through a game it's just fun to go and, play with a friend, have them do commentary with you, like point out things with you. This looks really stupid, and why did they add this element to the game? And just have a good time, I'm still looking for more co-op games to play with friends, and, a lot of it will have to do with PSN and Wii and all that stuff, Wii, whatever, network, all that stuff. So I don't have all that many games. Like, I can't hook up my Genesis and say, hey, you want to play Streets of Rage with me now? I don't think that's going to work. So, especially when my friends live like the UK, Canada, and California or wherever. So it's not going to work that well. I have to kind of work around that. I wish the Sega Sonic and Sega Ultimate Collection, I wish that had that worked with the PSN, the PlayStation Network. And they don't. There's a lot of co-op games in that I would play, although a lot of it's Streets of Rage. Anyway, so that's what's going to be happening. Hiatus Havoc. I'm actually going to mention now that I went to PAX East, and if you've seen Odin's Back 33's videos of PAX, you'll know I was there. You've probably seen me in those videos, and I hope my face didn't kind of ruin your computer. If you haven't seen those, you can go watch them. Yeah, I am in front of the camera at a few points. I wouldn't recommend watching that part. I'd probably just mute it and put your hand over the screen or something. It was very fun. PAX was great. I loved it. I only got to go for 2 days because I missed. Saturday was sold out when I went to buy tickets, and the 3-day passes were sold out. So I got tickets for Friday and Sunday. But Odin was there, and I met a bunch of other people that were the other Let's Players that I'm not quite familiar with, but they were all very nice, and Odin and I hung out for a while. He actually stopped by my house at one point, and unfortunately we didn't get any footage of that because his camera was broken and my camera broke, and so that kind of caused problems. I actually planned on doing a video when he came over here for like a short little one thing Let's Play. I don't know what it would have been, maybe Double Dragon Neon or something, but I run into so many problems with the audio things, and I still had my other computer at the time when he came over here. I've upgraded since he's been here, and I had also picked up other mics that they just didn't want to work. So that didn't happen. But next time, I think if we meet up at PAX again, we're going to do something fun, hopefully, aside from PAX itself. But at PAX, I picked up some older games at some of the some of the merchandise place table booth thingy majiggies down there. So I picked up Hiatus Havoc, which is cool. Contra. So that brings back the possibility of there being some sort of Hiatus Havoc in the future. I don't know. I mean, when I was doing it before, it wasn't necessarily a problem because I could just kind of redo the takes and not have to worry about game overing. Now I kind of have to because the game itself is incredibly cheap in the future levels. You just the bats will just come down and hit you, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's not a very good game. For a Sonic clone, it's not that great. I mean, it's not as bad as some of the other ones that are out there, but hit detection is a big problem in that game, and I'll give it another shot. It's been a long time since I played it, but who knows? You might see me redo it. If I redo it, I'll either take down the old ones and put the new versions over that, or leave the old ones up with the incomplete. I don't want to go over old territory, but we'll see. I might just start from where, I don't know. It's going to take me a while to figure all that stuff out, but I'm not a big fan of taking videos down, which I did. I took about 50 videos down off my channel. All the Mugen videos, with maybe 1 or 2 exceptions, they all got taken down. I took them down on my own, and I don't know if you'll never see me do any more Mugen stuff ever. Is that even how you pronounce it? I don't know. Who cares, right? But yeah, I lost that when I had to redo my other, had to back up and restore my other computer. I thought I had backed up Mugen, and it turns out I did not. And so all of that's gone, which still bugs me to this day. I think it's the pictures of PAX, going back to PAX. I don't know if I put them in this little update video or not. You might be seeing them now, you might not. I might put them in another video if I don't. I didn't get many because, like I said, I was only there for a couple of days, and on the second day I was there, my camera didn't want to work anymore. If I zoomed in, it would just come out incredibly blurred, and I don't know what happened. It might have just got banged up when I was carrying it around. I have a new camera now, though, and I am never going to get in front of the camera again unless I happen to be filmed by someone else like Odin. You're not going to see me ever. I don't like to be in front of cameras, so it's probably for the benefit of all of you guys, to be honest, but there is something I'd like to do with it. One of the things I'm thinking of for one of these one-shot type deals is doing I have a little penguin-shaped gaming console that you stick out one of these 115-in-1 cartridges into it. It's a little cute little setup, and I might just show that and then do some sort of video with that. Not entirely sure, but it's a possibility. So that's kind of what's been going on. That PAX was kind of the fun little update thing. That, and I have several playlists going right now that are my favorite game tracks. Not necessarily of all time, because I'm loading it up. I'm already working on my fourth playlist right now. Just scouring YouTube for different music that I really like from different games. If you guys have been keeping up with that at all, you'll notice that some of the playlists now are missing things, particularly the Mega Man stuff. The one of the channels I would go to for that music got taken down by YouTube, so I'm working on filling in all the gaps, and I'll eventually put the Mega Man stuff in another playlist. Right now, I'm just kind of fixing things and filling in things where I can. I'm trying to keep it where they're really diverse playlists. I don't want to just load it up with all music from one series, because I think I would get really sick of listening to that playlist very fast. So you'll see music from like Double Dragon Neon and Final Fantasy 14 and Streets of Rage and all sorts of like Kirby and stuff crammed into one playlist. I wish the playlist could go beyond 200 videos, but sadly they can't. So that's why I have so many right now. But like I said, I'm trying to keep them diverse. I'm also trying to keep some of the more popular stuff away from the initial playlists. It's just because I don't want to load it up with all the same things, and you know, I like to have some variety. Um, But yeah, so I'm still working on that. I'll get that fixed up. And so if you guys happen to check those out, or listen, if you're listening to some good game music or see what kind of game music I like, there's definitely a wide selection of like 4 playlists there that I think they're all set up for public. I have some playlists that are private. They're just like my own favorite videos from like other YouTube, like Let's Players and stuff that I don't know why they're private. I should just open them up. I think they were just because I was still working on them at the time, and I didn't want to. I think I was still jumbling them around. But I should. They're old. I don't even watch them anymore. It's like Sir Ron Lionheart and Kiko and stuff. Um. Yeah. So there's those. I'll probably open those back up. I don't know why. Maybe I don't know why. I probably just didn't even think when I was doing them. Anything else is going on? I mentioned I'm using the crappy headset that's ancient. Yeah, but I also got the S video cables going, and so everything should be good for videos. They're not going to be super consistent, as I already said. Uh, I'd like to get my Genesis and NES going at some point, so I can start recording these off of that. But they're all in the other room. I don't know if you're going to see any collection videos from me anytime soon. My game collection videos. I don't really like how those came out, to be honest. And it's the summer. And my room heats up like you would not believe. It has been miserable in here for the last 4 days. It's been in the 90s or high 80s, and now it's gone back down to like 70 degrees. My room is still boiling, and one of the other reasons I'm not recording anything at the moment is because I want to keep my fan on, and you're going to hear that in the background, and that would just really ruin the video. So I might do something after this, but I have to go to work in the morning, and it's getting late, so I probably won't until tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a one-shot video when I get home tomorrow. I'll try anyway. But yeah, the collection videos, I keep all the games in one closet along with my DVDs and stuff, and that closet, it's a nightmare in there when it heats up, especially the light at the top. It heats up so much that it actually sticks the NES games to the paint on the shelves, and it's terrible. So I don't want to keep that on there too long. I might do some in the future, but I also know that my PS2 collection in particular keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger because I'm always buying used games from GameStop, and or at least I was. Now it's getting harder and harder to find them because they're downsizing their used PS2 section, and at least the couple I've been to anyway, they've downsized that a lot. And a lot of the games they have in there now are just crappy games like Bass Fishing and old sports games that nobody wants anymore, or the pop culture games that like you'll never see me play Bass Fishing games or Guitar Hero or anything. I'm not into that stuff. But if I do find any gems there, I'm going to keep buying them. So even if I did keep buying, if I did a video tomorrow of here's my PS2 collection, I think has like 80 games in it now, it would just keep getting bigger, and I have to keep doing updates for that. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm not really like in a rush to do any of those collection videos because that involves me actually taking my digital camera out. But it does have a longer recording time. The other one had a recording time of like 8 minutes before it died. This one has hours worth, I think. But yeah, PS2 collection's always getting bigger, which is funny because I don't use my PS2 all that much, and there are several games on that shelf I have not really played more than 5 minutes. Which is probably why the other ones, like I said, the one-shot videos. These are games I not normally play, which will probably include some fighting games like Godzilla Unleashed, um, or some racing games or something. Things I would not normally do, which will be fun to kind of break away from the norm. But I guess putting anything up right now is breaking away from the norm of me not updating. So anything other than that, gotta work on the co-op stuff. I really want to do some more co-op. Don't know when I'm gonna find friends to do things with. Uh, there are some games I really, really want to play badly, but they're also longer games and they'll involve using the PS3 or maybe even the Wii. But I don't know. I gotta get my friends back that want to actually sit down and do things. I'm sick of them like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it, and then they never show up. um, that's about it, guys. Look forward to some of the things in the very near future. Sorry I've been gone for so long. I can't apologize enough for that. Like I said, I had been trying to put things together, and there were just so many complications. Even now, Pinnacle Studios is acting a little bit weird. If I close it, it doesn't actually close, or like if I close it after using it and then go to reopen it, it's still acting like it never closed in the first place. It won't open again, and then it left some some file on my computer that if I keep deleting it, it just keeps coming back for an infinite amount of times. I don't know. I think Pinnacle Studios just adds it on your computer. I don't even know what it's for. It's just a configuration file, which is bugging the hell out of me. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to work on that. Hopefully the video quality goes up. I need to work on adjusting my settings so it looks better. Even with the S video, it still looked a little funky when it was enlarged. But I'm going to keep working, going to keep trying, going to keep constantly getting better. That's always my thing. I want to just keep getting better and put out quality content for you guys. So I don't know if my other stuff you can ever consider really quality stuff. You might hear some slightly more cursing than before. It's not, not much. I find myself a little bit less restrained now that I'm working, and I'm constantly frustrated with the people I work with. So I'll try not to swear all that much, but I think you've seen my other videos. You know I do from time to time, but I'll keep it low, keep on the low end. Look for, I don't know, look for maybe a Gundam video in the future. Probably the next thing I put up, or something from maybe the Capcom Classic Collection that I picked up a long time ago. I was hoping it would be the second one, but which is what I actually bought. But when I came home, they actually put the first disc in the case, and I didn't realize that at first. But it's too late for me to bring it back now. So maybe you'll see some of that. I don't know, but look forward for something, guys. And like I said, I do have a set Let's Play in mind. Will it happen right away? Don't know. Who's to know? Who's to say how long it will take me to put that game together? I'm trying not to say the name of it, which is killing me because I want to be like, here, this is the game, but I can't. So I'll see you in the future, guys. Soon, maybe tomorrow, if things go well. Otherwise, look forward to updates. I'm gonna stop repeating myself now. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.